Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to another Pokemon Showdown battle video, this time featuring my Sun team for the RU tier, which has gone through a couple of changes since I last showed it to you. Mainly I've swapped up Victreebel for Venusaur, and I'm also using Xatu and Uxie now instead of Cresselia and Gligar, as I felt like these provide a little bit more utility in some regards, obviously having the magic bounce, which is really nice to have pretty much any team, and then Uxie being a little bit more versatile than Cresselia in that I can run U-turn and Stealth Rock on it, in addition to running Memento with Dark and EMZ, which kind of serves the same purpose as Lunar Dance. So just to jump into this first battle, because this is a double header today, lead off with Uxie, possibly trying to set up rocks, but I see the Araquanid, so I immediately U-turn out into my Xatu to actually magic bounce the Sticky Web. And this Xatu is physically defensive, also packs the Rocky Helmet, and I'm just going to go for the Psyshock to deal some damage to it. As you're going to see though, as you know, my opponent attacks me, Liquidation is a contact move, so they take Rocky Helmet damage. I go for the Roost, expecting my opponent to maybe switch out, not really knowing what it could do to it. But I'm able to actually bring it down to a low enough range where on this turn, if I go for the Psyshock, I'm able to actually bring it into a low enough range of health to where it's actually going to kill itself from the Rocky Helmet. So knowing that the Sticky Web is up, and knowing that my opponent has a Rapid Spinner and Delmise, I decided to bring up my Torkoal, and I run quite a bit of speed on my Torkoal, which is going to allow me to actually outspeed this Delmise and one-shot it with Fire Blast, which is just really great for me right off the bat. But as he brings in Flygon, I obviously don't want to take the Earthquake, so I switch on to Uxie to possibly dodge it. He just goes for a Dragon Dance, goes for one Outrage, and then I just go for the Memento right here. There's no need for me to go for Z Memento right there, because there was nothing I could really bring in that would need health recovery, which allows me to save my Z move, because I actually have two Z moves on this team. The other one, Venusaur, is packing with Acid Downpour, but I'm able to put the Flygon to sleep, then go for Growth, as my opponent brings in Salazzle, and then here's where I go for the Acid Downpour. Unfortunately though, my opponent has the random Focus Sash on his Salazzle, so he's able to live it and then just KO me with Fire Blast. But knowing that my opponent has minus speed, I'm free to just bring in Heliolisk right here and just go for the Hyper Voice. This is actually choice specs. I changed the item on what it used to be, which is just leftovers, but this just allows me to do ridiculous amounts of damage in the sun with solar power. As you're going to see right here, I'm just going to one-shot the Glalie as well. Could have went for Ice Shard, it wouldn't have killed me, but it would have done some damage. But either way on this turn, I'm just going to keep going for Hyper Voices to take out, you know, as much damage of this Meloetta as I possibly can. It's going to take me out with a Focus Blast, but I can just bring Torkoal right back in. My opponent then goes for the all-out pummeling as its Z move, which unfortunately for my opponent isn't going to kill me. I was just being funny here because I knew at this point in the battle I won anyway, so I go for the Clear Smog just to reset its speed stat to neutral. But I'm just going to be able to bring in Sawsbuck right here. I swapped out Return for Double Edge now, as you can see that change just because it's more powerful. And because I now am in the sun and have Chlorophyll, and my opponent also has the Sticky Web active, I'm just going to be able to take out the Salazzle and outspeed it very easily and be able to KO it for the victory. And this is just one of the few changes that I made to this team. Actually, Sawsbuck packing Double Edge has proved to be significantly more useful in a lot of ways on this team because of just the added power that it has. It's not much more power than Return, but it is a little bit more that does help me KO a few things. But we're going to jump over to the second battle right now. And this team that I'm facing in this battle, as you can tell, is quite different from the previous one, packing, you know, Belly Drum, Linoon, and a bunch of other potential threats. But I'm going to lead off with Heliolisk, thinking it was the best thing, but as my opponent leads off with Lycanroc, I was thinking a Drill Run right away, so I switched on to Uxie to dodge with Levitate, but it turns out he's actually just a more, like, lead Lycanroc, so it goes for the Stealth Rock on this taunt. But me knowing I have a pretty safe switch to Sawsbuck, my opponent goes for the Fire Fang, which is super effective but won't kill because it's unstab, and I'm able to actually just take it out with a Horn Leech, as my opponent then brings in Glalie. Now, Mega Glalie is faster than Sawsbuck, so I'm going to have to switch out right here, going to Torkoal to at least take the Ice move. Double Edge actually only does about 24%, which is really great for me, as I'm able to simultaneously set up my Sun. But predicting the Earthquake, I'm going to go on to Uxie, as my opponent just blows up, so Uxie just goes down like that, which is quite unfortunate, so I'm not going to be able to get up rocks on this team at all. But I'm able to actually just bring in a Venusaur right here, and I'm able to go for the Acid Downpour, thinking it was just going to one-shot the Espeon, but unfortunately it doesn't, as my opponent also simultaneously sets up the Light Screen, which is going to prove to be a bit of an issue for me. But I'm able to still take it out, and on the following turn he brings in Linoon, possibly trying to Belly Drum right away, but thankfully I also pack the Sleep Powder, so I go for that and put it to sleep. And then go for a Solar Beam on the following turn as he switches out into his Komodo, which is going to resist this and also obviously take even less damage due to the Light Screen being up. So I decided to switch out into Xatu right here, possibly being able to take the physical move since I have max physical defense on the Xatu. But it turns out this is his Z user on his team, so he's going to be able to just KO me with the devastating Drake right there. And then I'm able to bring in Torkoal one last time to then put up Sun again, as I switch again back out into my Venusaur. Now I pack Sludge Bomb on this Venusaur, which obviously would do more damage than Solar Beam, but because this thing can potentially pack Bulletproof, which is immune to Sludge Bomb, I couldn't risk it. So I just go for a little bit more damage and then go into Saucebuck from this range, which I know will actually KO with Double Edge. So then my opponent's going to go out into Meloetta right here. Again, this is going to do a huge chunk of damage as I'm able to actually just KO myself in the process. I would have obviously died to whatever this thing went for anyway. But I'm going to just be able to go back into Heliolisk, which outspeeds Meloetta, go for the Hyper Voice, which is obviously going to do a huge chunk of damage to it. And then as he brings in his Linoon, hoping not for the first turn Wake, but of course they always get that. But thankfully, without a boost, Extreme Speed is not going to be able to kill. And Hyper Voice, boosted by Solar Power, and this thing's just really amazing special attack and choice specs, is going to be able to actually just one-shot the Linoon from full health. So this is quite a bit of a more offensive team than I'm used to playing, especially because I normally play kind of like a balanced offense-defense kind of style. So this has been a lot of fun just to get a lot of matches really quickly, so hopefully that's really exciting for you all to watch. But I still plan on workshopping this team a bit more in the future. But anyways, everybody, that is it for this video, so thank you all for watching, and as always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.